I was told that I had to hold my mic up like a rapper. So I figured I had to put on these glasses to sort of fit the look. So I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Okay, so we're going to talk about Hive and being the first public company, and also starting out with a green strategy from day one. And also being the radical in respect that we mine Ethereum, and we're very much against the proof of scam or proof of stake, or whatever you want to call it, that's out there. And we have listened to this narrative that is going to happen every quarter for the past 5 years, and it hasn't. And we've made so much money for our shareholders. So we continue to do not believe that's going to happen next month. So Hive is listed on NASDAQ, all the disclosures you need, but most important is this one. Most lawsuits in capital markets come from volatility. And the volatility triggers was there proper disclosure. And you see previously all the words of disclosure that very few have the ability to go and actually read. So what is this DNA of volatility? Every asset class has its own DNA of volatility, and it's just mathematical, just like mining Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's all math. So on a daily basis, it's a non-event for the S&P and gold to go up or down 1%. And over 10 days, you can see it's nothing to go up 2 or 3%. When we come to Bitcoin and Ethereum and Hive, it starts to escalate greatly. So before anyone ever considers investing in something like Hive as a company, as a proxy for those who are afraid to go and mine Bitcoin and mine Ethereum, or those who are reluctant to go to an exchange and are fearsome of hacking, Hive has become the proxy. Hive has 100,000 shareholders in over 80 countries. And the big reason for that is because we also hodl and we mine, and the volatility like today, earlier was up 11%. So understanding the crypto winter, the contagion, the Solana, the Voyager, Celsius, Terra Luna. This reminds me of 1998 with long-term capital, where the smartest guys in the room, all PhDs, Nobel laureates, but they leveraged long-term capital 100-fold. So all you had to do was have a 1% mistake and everything unraveled. In 2008, it was discovered that most of the brokers were leveraged 33 to 1. What does that mean? It means a 3% volatility and the brokers are wiped out. So it's this, what we're witnessing now in this sort of metaverse of crypto has been an unraveling, which is probably very healthy. And the big difficulty is that a lot of people in the space have lost a lot of money, but the risk is they reached over the metaverse, this line, and started taking money from retail people with promises of these high yields. And I was told that I was silly and I was foolish and I didn't know what I was doing. I was too old, that I did not turn around and give up $100 million for Ethereum because we could make 12, 15% a year. And one thing was called counterparty risk. We never did it, and we never lost our coins. We had the ability to go and sell them. So it's very important to understand this cycle of leverage. And when you have it, historically, when you have a credit crisis, it takes 4 years when it's a country to repair itself. It's a 4-year cycle. So a lot of these other coins that are out there, etc., and most of them are all associated with proof of stake, are going to go through a long journey, and we're going to see regulations come after this space. But Bitcoin mining is going to continue. So I'm very proud about trying to launch an ETF and found it wasn't going to happen because of anti-money laundering concerns. So we were the first to go public, first to mine Bitcoin and Ethereum, first to buy our own data centers, first to be 100% green with ESG strategy, and to be interlisted in Germany and the US and in Canada. Not all miners are created equally. A crypto miner's profitability is based on energy prices, hashing difficulty, you saw our earlier presentation, hardware prices, lease expenses, and crypto prices. What's really important is that when Hive went public, a lot of the other CEOs in this business that went public was much more about a pump and dump. But today, the CEOs in this industry are of the highest caliber. They're true professionals. And Jamie Levin will be speaking next in HUD 8. We're also members of YPO. And so I'm really proud about how the crypto mining public companies have evolved to world-class CEOs. So we just announced our results. Revenue grew by 212%, but most important, we grew on a per share basis. And that's what is a big part about managing dilution. Yes, raising money and capital, but at the same time, your ability to deploy that capital in an efficient way that you get the highest returns on your invested capital. So we are producing, as you can see, the equivalent is close to 14 Bitcoin a day if you turn around and add the Ethereum. The Ethereum cost of energy in Sweden is very, very inexpensive. It costs us about 2 cents to 3 cents electricity, and we can hedge for the year. And when you look at Ethereum, the revenue you get per megawatt is so great. And the margins earlier this year were 93%. There's not many businesses that have gross margins of that number. So that helped us to be able to look at these numbers to share with you. We try to figure out what's our leverage. If Bitcoin goes, how fast it will take place to go back to 40,000. When it does, what would we make? So we're updating these performance on a regular basis. And this discipline, I believe, has made us the most, as Anthony Power says, the most efficient crypto mining company out in the space. We make more money than several of our peers, especially when you look on a per share basis. And we run it like we're so focused every day. And I'm so proud that we've got Marin in here from, where's Marin? And there he is. He's in from Sweden. We got Johanna, it's also from Swedish. We've got the team that's from Montreal. It is a team that meets every morning, every day, and we look at our production. No matter where we are in the world, every day we are focused. And we have Ian Mann, one of our directors over here, that runs the capital markets for us out of Bermuda. And I think it's really important that how you get the efficiency is not luck. It's a lot of hard work. So in terms of BTC production by exahashes, and Hive takes the crown according to Anthony Powers. And the other part is that fighting the FUD. We had to translate it into 4 languages, in Spanish, also in Swedish, and French, and English. So we took something that was 30 minutes by Michael Saylor and distilled it to 33 minutes. And we're trying to educate government officials in Canada, in Sweden, and any other country where we look at so they can understand that there's so much FUD out there. The other big part that everyone should be aware of is the efficiency. It's up like 4,000% from the original Bitcoin miners, how inefficient, and today they're so efficient. And that's something we're focused on upgrading our machinery all the time. So Hive is 100% green energy in Canada, Iceland, and Sweden. And that makes always the idea of pulling data together in all these different languages and coming up with financials is always an arduous task. So in Quebec, we have a 40,000 square foot building here, and we recycle the heat. Just think of 10,000 hair dryers blowing all that heat, and it's 30 below, and we just take that heat and it comes across and heats a building 200,000 square feet, which is the largest pool manufacturer in Quebec. So the idea of just recycling, even though we're green and clean, we are consumed with how do we recycle the energy. In New Brunswick, we're building in a campus that'll be up to 80 megawatts of electricity. Now that is Sweden. And Johanna, you should have been dancing for that one. And the hydro dam is 500 yards away. And what we're looking at here is building out greenhouses so that we'll become the cabbage, lettuce, and cucumber leaders in all of northern Nordic countries. And what is the importance of this is that we can take the heat and recycle it to a greenhouse, and therefore there's no footprint for moving vegetables from Spain and Italy to northern Sweden and Norway and Finland. It'll come from this vision that we have. So it's not only are we green and the sources of energy that we use, we are trying to grind every piece, every molecule of electricity to continue and looking for other opportunities for growth. So renewables plus Bitcoin equals a balanced grid. So this we do in Sweden, and we've been doing it for a while. And we have an agreement with the utility company. And so basically, if they need us, we can go from 30 megawatts to 3 megawatts in less than 17 seconds. And therefore, there's a less of a CapEx spend for the utility company if there's a need for peak energy in the morning when everyone turns on their toasters and at dinner time. So this idea of balancing the grid, we have been doing this, and we get a standby fee for doing it. So intermittent renewable prices, so proof of work mining profitability, we are all about this, and we hear a lot of it this presentations. We heard it yesterday at Bitmain, and it's just excellent to see this vision being executed. So thank you, everyone. We're involved in the community. Last bit of that ESG footprint. And in northern Sweden, everything is hockey. Hockey.
All right, we have time for one question if anyone has a nice one. Doesn't have to be nice.
Well, I'll let you know before the next question is Intel is here, a couple of their executives, and they only want to deal with green energy. So Argo has done a deal, and we're already getting machines in that process. So these are highly efficient machines, and they're extremely competitive. So that's something else that we've done, not only diversify our sources of where we're mining, we're also sourcing the equipment. We do not want to rely on one provider. And the MicroBT is the workhorse horse for us when it comes to mining Ethereum now. It's NVIDIA, and those NVIDIA chips can be easily sold for gaming, for AI. So we've created all this optionality, and we're the first to bring in Intel into this in a big, serious way. I see there's no questions.
Sorry about that. I have one. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were going. As mining becomes more and more optimized, people are looking for creative edges all the time. And what would you say the biggest creative edge, in your opinion? I know you have probably several, but what would you say the biggest creative edge in terms of, a competitive edge over your competitors would be for Hive?
I think that we focus on the cash flow return on invested capital. And that's really important, how we think every day. And then at the same time, we think about ESG and how they relate. So how does this cash flow return on invested capital relate to sustainability, relate to building greenhouses? I know in northern Quebec has been done with repurposing a pulp and paper mill. So these ideas, anywhere they are, that we're hungry to look for them because we have found that they improve our cash flow return on invested capital. I see lots of shareholders. I want to thank you all for coming out, and keep your mind on your Bitcoin on your mind.